Hey everyone, my name is Hannah and I'll be your fashion design guide. Maybe through the pandemic, who knows? But if you're just getting into it, if you want a few more tips, or even if you're just a student who's going through this. I've been through FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, and I've been through a few years in the industry. I've done anywhere from startups to doing some small mass market runs. I also have many friends in many places who have varying experience levels and will give you an insider look into the industry as an everyday person. Today we'll be getting into technical design. So most people's big question is, what is it? It's making sure that a garment has the right size and fit according to how a company and designer want it to be. This involves the more number side of fashion design that some people just don't enjoy. This is the pattern making, the grading, the fitting, doing all the specifications that you need for production. Why do we have it? Well, it makes things more consistent. It makes customers happy when something fits right, and they know that they can depend on that fit. So for those who do online apparel shopping, the technical design is that size chart. That's included. Example, the bust width is this, the waist width is this. Some of them don't even really give you that. It's just extra small. It's the size 2. That's not very helpful. Some of them will just give you one measurement, like the length. Well, okay, we're online shopping. What does that give us? So here we have an example with Zara. You can click on their size guide and they will give you the visual of where the bust width and the waist width is measured. However, those are the only 2 measurements that you will get per size. They also have a very handy find your size option. And when you click on that, you'll then be able to put in your height, your weight, and your fit preference, and they'll help you find the size comparison in theirs. And then when we head on over to Oscar de la Renta, they have what I consider your practical size chart. It has all the conversions across the board from the US to the UK, etc., along with all the measurements. The other reason why we have technical design from the design perspective is that it plays a major part of quality control for both pricing and sizing with the factory. So this is where you have tolerance. Tolerance is the amount that is acceptable within the spec that you ask them for. So let's say you have bust width. Bust width is a 1/2 inch tolerance. So if a factory is bringing something in that's an inch over what you asked for the bust width, you can reject it if you want to. Tell them to make another sample so that way you can see the accurate fit. The other reason why you'd want it is because it creates references for both the designers and the factory on styles that you've done. So these can either be copied or referenced for future styles. Say you want to turn something that was a short sleeve into a long sleeve. Boom, you already have the torso done, and then you have what the shape of the sleeve is that you like. You just need to add some length and maybe add an elbow width or wrist width, and you'll be done. Of course, it's never really that simple. Once you have that, it's in your history and you can use it. Okay, so you can't avoid technical design. Although this may be sad for some, don't despair. There's usually technical design teams to help you out anyway. So this varies from designers giving a reference garment and sketch to a tech design team to designers doing the initial development tech packs and sending that to the factory, getting the sample back, designers looking it over one more time, style being bought, and then the technical design team takes care of all the fitting from there. That may sound like a lot. It can be a lot sometimes. No one said it was easy. This is the fashion industry. All right, so another reason why you can't avoid technical design is because your apparel sketches have to work. It really shows in your artwork if you know how to construct something or not. My FIT professors really hammered that into me. So you do have to have some construction knowledge in order to be a fashion designer. It would be best if you could do the sewing, the draping, pattern making, all firsthand. Although I know for some people with this pandemic going on, it won't happen for quite some time. But it's okay if you don't eventually get that, as long as you understand things. You could also break down garments, like say you go to a thrift store and you get some garments, you can break them down and see exactly what they did. Seam ripper is going to be your best friend. All right, so with technical design, you'll be working a lot with something called technical packages or tech packs. So that's where you have the size breakdown, literally all of your measurements. You usually have a sketch of the garment, what fabric you're using, a reference number that you applied to it, and a lot more. I'll be breaking that down more in future episode. So that's where you get into technical flats, so you're not very pretty flats, or floats. It's in between your flat sketch and your fancy sketch. It really helps both you as a designer and the factory understand what you're going for. I'll go over how to sketch those as well. So for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below on what you would like to see in the next video.